Obsession leads to you being successful in any endeavor. But what if I say gym obsession ruined my progress? Gym obsession ruined my fat loss progress. From the past 6 months, I have been in the same position or even regressed, and my fat loss did not even happen. And why? Because I was obsessed with the gym. That statement might seem very contradicting to what I just said in the beginning, that obsession leads to amazing results. And I still agree that obsessing about the gym to a certain extent will lead you to get ahead. Gym obsession or gym prioritization, okay, or giving priority to the gym makes sense if there are other things also going on in your life. With something like the gym, where 90% of the muscle or 90% of the results that you get is based off on the basics, and the extra 1% actually doesn't even make that big of a deal to help you stand out, because among the population, 90% of the people don't even do the basics to get 90% of the results. That is the first thing. So if you just do the 90% of the things, or if you just do the basics to get 90% of the results, you are already have that foundation, or you already build that physique, and then maybe you can start analyzing or over analyzing the extra 5 to 10% of the details to, better your performance. Now those extra variables might be your nutrient timing, your post-workout fast digesting carb intake, reps in reserve, like too detailed lifting, like exercise redundancy reduction. But if you just focus on the basics in the beginning, like, okay, my protein goal, my carb goal, my fat goal, my macros are in place, my calories are in place, my certain meals are fixed, not over optimizing anything, going to the gym, just doing the movement patterns that are going to hit my muscle, exercise selection matters not that much, free weights machines, don't give a fuck, execution obviously on point, train with intensity, come back home. Simple basics, repeat it over and over again, 2 years, 3 years. Once you start over analyzing each and every detail, I'm gonna over optimize this thing, okay, exercise redundancy, shit man, I'm doing a lat pull down and I'm doing a neutral grip pull up in the same exercise on the same day. That is redundancy because it's working the same muscle group. I need to work the different muscle fiber, and you get so into your fucking head with that. And oh my god bro, after the gym I have these many calories remaining, should I eat eggs? No, fuck, eggs are high in fat. I need to consume more carbohydrates, especially fast digesting post-workout, otherwise I'll get a dip in energy reduction and shit. And then you're left hungry because you ate some fast digesting carbohydrates where you could have allocated those calories to something more satiating like eggs. But you're over analyzing and just watching so many videos and reels that your implementation is happening. It's not that you're not implementing, but you are just changing your workout programs, your diet routine, your exercise selection, your exercise execution, your every fucking week, every fucking month, you are going towards a different golden nugget, a different way of training, a different approach of training. I'm gonna do upper lower, I'm gonna do anterior posterior, I'm gonna do carb cycling now. You are just equating someone's physique to what they are doing and then thinking that that thing is also gonna work for me. But most of the times you're actually picking that thing because you want to seek something new, because you are bored of doing the basic things, and starting something new, starting something over, especially something new, even though how hard it might feel at the beginning, that extra motivation that you have because you aren't doing the same routine which was boring, and you have a set of new exercises, a set of new meals, new approach of trying to diet and lift weights, new set scheme, that is going to give you that dopamine because you are bored of your old routine. And the reason why you are bored of your old routine is because that is the only good and interesting thing in your life. If you let's say this, okay, let's say if I had a job, a full-time job, or a full-time business that I'm working towards, I have a girlfriend, I have a relationship, or I'm married and I have kids, I have multiple tasks. Either those tasks might be voluntarily done, like I want to do them because I like doing them, or it's just that life has forced me to do those things. Nonetheless, I still have them in my life. The last place that I will look to seek novelty, or the last place where I would want some decision fatigue to happen, would be my diet and would be my training. I would be like, okay man, my training fixed, my diet fixed. Even though it's boring, I just want to fucking get it done and move on. It's not something that I'm looking forward to. Okay, obviously I do look forward to training because I love going to the gym, right? But it's not something where you're like trying to seek novelty. The only time you try to seek novelty and then starting over and the new shit is when you don't have any of this going on in your life and just gym. Like just think about this. पूरा दिन खाली है. सिर्फ 1 घंटा जिम का तुम्हारे पास to look forward to है. You will try your level best to try and do everything ताकि तुम उस जिम के इस सेशन में सबसे ज्यादा मजा कर सको, because that is the only fun thing or only place or only thing in your life जहाँ तुम्हारा mind occupy हो रहा है. When I was following the basic structure, which was last year, when I had my life actually going on and the gym was not the only thing which was in my life. Basically मेरी college तभी खत्म हुई थी, ठीक है? I just graduated from college. I came and I was staying in my house. Obviously where the fuck will I stay? And क्योंकि मैं इतने time के बाद free हुआ हूँ कि मुझे इतना free time मिला है, I was enjoying it. I wasn't getting bored of the extra free time that I have. I was watching videos, I was watching movies, I was making reels, I was going to my friend's house, we were hanging out every weekend. My brother came from Dubai and I was hanging out with him. We were having fun, we were going to the gym, and my basic set workout program जो मैंने decide किया था, I was just doing that. Basic tracking चल रही थी. Basically, I was running my diet and my workouts on autopilot. इसी दौरान एक लड़की मेरे लाइफ में enter हुई. I started hanging out with her. Girlfriend तो नहीं बोलूंगा उसको मैं, but we were in a situationship or something like that. तो again, मेरा दिमाग उसमें occupied था because I'm talking with her, I'm texting her, I'm having like video calls with her and shit. And gym was something which was a fun part of my day, but not the only fun part of the day or not the only part where I'm putting my mind into. मेरे दिमाग में और कई चीजें आ रहे थे. So I wasn't over analyzing or I wasn't too into the gym कि ओवर थिंक कर रहा हूं मैं कि ओ माय गॉड ब्रो, ये फिटनेस इन्फ्लुएंसर ये बोल रहा है तो हैव टू डू दिस, हैव टू डू दैट. आई वाज जस्ट गोइंग टू द जिम, गेटिंग स्ट्रॉन्गर ऑन माय फेवरेट एक्सरसाइजेस, एंड आई वाज ऑटो रेगुलेटिंग ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ हाउ आई फेल्ट. फॉर एग्जांपल 2 हफ्ते के बाद मुझे लग रहा है कि ओके दिस एक्सरसाइज डजंट फील दैट गुड फॉर मी, आई एम गोइंग टू चेंज इट अ लिटिल बिट हियर एंड देयर. सो ऐसा ऑटो रेगुलेशन चल रहा था, व्हिच इज ओके, दिस फाइन. बट एवरी वीक एंड एवरी मंथ इफ यू चेंजिंग द फकिंग अप्रोच, आज मैं पावर लिफ्टर, आज मैं बॉडी बिल्डर, आज मैं कैलिस्थेनिक्स ज्यादा करूंगा, एवरी फकिंग थिंग दैट विल लीड फॉर अ रिग्रेस इन फिजिक, बिकॉज तुम अपने बॉडी को टाइम ही नहीं दे रहे कि उस मसल ग्रुप, उस एक्सरसाइज सिलेक्शन के साथ अडैप्ट कर सको, उस स्किल को लर्न कर सको एंड देन एक्चुअली पुट ऑन मसल. क्योंकि तुम्हारा मसल बिल्डिंग जब होता है, लेट मी गिव यू अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ नॉलेज हियर. जब भी तुम कोई न्यू मूवमेंट अपने वर्कआउट रूटीन में इंक्लूड करते हो, यू डोंट बिल्ड मसल डायरेक्टली उसमें. द फर्स्ट फ्यू प्रोग्रेशंस दैट यू सी through that movement which you have included is something called as neural adaptations. Basically तुम्हारी body learn कर रही है उस movement को, skill उस movement का सीख रही है, coordination build कर रही है, and it's mostly neural adaptations happening. Muscle building भी हो रहा है, but it's mostly that those progressions which are happening like so fast कि let's say you start a new movement like Smith machine straight leg deadlifts. Now it's a new movement for your body and suddenly you start putting up strength. That strength on that or that those progressions that are happening on a weekly or session to session basis are actually neural adaptations. तुम्हारी body सीख रही है उस movement को, your body is getting used to it. Once you have gone through that neural adaptation phase, you will see that your progressions have gotten extremely slow, depending obviously on your training age. Mostly if you're watching this, you're already like 4-5 years into lifting, right? तो तुम्हारा जो वेट हर हफ्ता या हर सेशन 5-5 kg बढ़ रहा था, अभी 2 हफ्ते में एक बार उसमें 1 रैप ऐड होगा, 2 हफ्ते में एक बार उसमें तुम 2.5 kg ऐड कर पाओगे. यहाँ पे सेशन बाय सेशन थोड़ा थोड़ा यू आर गेटिंग बेटर एट दैट मोमेंट और थोड़ा रेप स्पीड इंक्रीज हो रही है. दैट इज मसल बिल्डिंग. उतना स्लो प्रोग्रेशन बेसिकली तुम्हारा इंडिकेशन है कि यू आर पुटिंग ऑन मसल. बट टू गेट टू दैट फेज यू हैव टू स्टिक टू दैट मूवमेंट, एग्जॉस्ट योर न्यूरल एडेप्टेशंस एंड देन गेट टू इट. What I was doing or what most people generally do is they stick to a movement because it's new and they're progressing in that movement every session. You exhaust your neural adaptations, or before even you exhaust your neural adaptations, you see another video because you're so fucking bored and you want novelty. Novelty matlab you seek something new, seek something interesting so कि तुम new start कर पाओ because you're addicted to starting over. तो तुम वापस जाके पूरा exercise routine change कर देते हो. From Smith machine straight leg deadlifts, you move on to a hyperextension with plates. Now you're exhausting neural adaptations again on that. By the time you reach to that point कि तुम actual muscle put on कर पाओगे efficiently, you're again changing your exercise routine. That's only happening. Coming back to my mistake was everything was going good. Okay, मेरी life में बहुत चीजें चल रही थी. I was busy in my life and gym was running in the background. My diet was running in the background. Diet के ऊपर we'll make a different video because that again it's a very huge thing to talk about. बहुत सारे एस्पेक्ट्स डाइट में आते हैं, like binge eating and all of that, but let's talk about this training over here, okay? तो मेरी ट्रेनिंग ऑटो पायलट पे रन कर रही थी. I had the same 2 to 3 movements. हुआ ये कि मेरा भाई चला गया दुबई, and with him my situationship also went to Dubai. I'm still in the gym, वर्कआउट कर रहा हूँ, रील्स बना रहा हूँ. Now I'm texting my girl, I'm doing video calls with her and shit. अभी होता ये है कि थोड़ा थोड़ा I begin to analyze. I'm getting a little bit into analysis paralysis, क्योंकि अभी my lady is not with me live. That girl is not with me like घर में, या फिर माँ की चूत भड़ावा शुरू होगा. Analyzing certain things a little bit more because now I have free time, but again not to a point which would be detrimental, but to a point where I was starting to get the decision anxiety. Basically, decision anxiety is something when you kind of get decision fatigued, where you do not know if you are making the decision is right or wrong, because you have not a lot of experience in it and you are just confused whether you should take it or should not take it, or even if you have to take it, what decision you have to take. And because of that, you either make poor decisions, or what you end up doing is, like, I don't take any decision and I'm just like stuck in this anxious state where I get so much anxiety that I'm actually on the verge of getting a panic attack. Honestly speaking, like that, it's that bad for me. When I kind of get decision fatigue, my palpitations and shit start happening, either related to diet or training. That's something which I've been suffering from since I was a kid. I have anxiety issues. So even small things where I have to make decisions on a daily basis, it will fuck me up mentally. And that's why the last place where I want to make decisions is always going to be the gym and my diet, because that is something which I want to help me better my quality of life, and not for me to kind of overanalyze and it becoming something which is adding to my anxiety. Here came the issue. Me and that girl, we broke up completely. No contact. So before, even if I would break up with her, which happened a lot of times, where I would break up, then we would post stories and new songs to impress each other, and then, you know, the whole day your mind keeps on running on like, did she watch my story? What did she post? Okay, she posted this note, and then we would text each other and we would get back together. Until I decided that fuck this shit, it's ruining my mental health. I want to unfollow her. So the decision I made to better my mental health actually turned out to be a little bit worse, because after I went on no contact, I was completely free. I started picking up things just so that I can have certain things to put my mind into and distract. Now, doesn't matter if those things were certain things which I actually wanted to do or not do. Many things were there because I just wanted to feel productive. I call it the fake productivity, where you're just adding in things so that you feel productive, but that thing is not adding something extremely beneficial to you, or that's not something which you actually want to grow in. You're either doing it because someone else is promoting it and you think that that's the new meta, that's the new cool thing to do, or because you just want to not feel bored and not sit idle, and you think that getting dopamine from doing some work, even though that work doesn't mean anything to you, is better than getting dopamine from shitty things, which I still think is the same thing. Now, because I was completely bored, the only thing that I had to focus on was the gym, because now I was extremely sad as well. Now, even when I was sad, I wanted to distract myself because I was heartbroken. I was like on no contact with this girl, and I was like, oh my god, bro, like, and this happened basically in January, okay? So I was on no contact with this girl, we broke up, and there's no contact with me and her. I was extremely sad, and I wanted to put my mind onto something, and I did not have anything else at that point of time. I had no college, I had no friends as well. I had zero friends, okay? Because after graduating from college, I backed off from every single person. So I had zero friends. So I started putting my mind into multiple things, like just making endless reels, multiple reels, and editing them and wasting my time making those reels, even though I did not like making them. Starting an online coaching business, even though I did not think it was the right time to do it. And most of the time, just over-analyzing my diet, pre-workout meal optimization, workout routine optimization, and as I told you in the beginning of this video, all that shit was happening again and again and again, because the only thing that was in my life was the gym. And because the only thing that was in my life was the gym, I wanted to go to the gym every single day, and I wanted to stay in the gym for as long as possible, because I did not want to stay in my house. Because I wanted to minimize the time I stayed in my house. I would go to the gym and I would do crazy amounts of volume, so many exercises, try new routines, try to seek novelty, as I told you, by changing my programs, and not even take a rest day, because I just did not want to take a rest day. And I 100% can guarantee you, if I would have taken a rest day, okay, I would have just gone to the gym 3 to 4 days a week. If I would have just focused on certain movements and just focus on getting stronger at them, and focus on recovery by not going to the gym every single day, not doing so much volume, I would have built a much better physique than I have right now. I would have been in a much better spot. 6 months ago, the way I looked and right now the way I look, the only difference is that I've lost a little bit of fat. But apart from that, there is no fucking difference in my muscle mass. 6 months I have wasted just because I had kept this thing on top of me. Like, this was the only thing that was going on in my life. And again, this also was not the most important thing when I was trying to focus on other aspects just to fill that void of loneliness. But when I understood that, okay, I am doing this to fill the void of loneliness and I am bored right now and I have to not do these things like posting reels. So I just cut all of those things out deliberately so that I can set ideas, so that I can be alone and I can actually understand what the root cause of me being lonely or feeling sad or all those unhealed wounds that I have and what identity crisis that I'm going through. I need to figure that out, and for that I need to cut all that external noise. But again, the gym being the only thing in my life, I would still try to over optimize or add some other thing. I was carb cycling, I was focus on exercise redundancy and this movement and single set and multiple set and cuffs and लौड़ा लसन भर भर के बहन चोद ओके बाइसेप्स को आगे से ट्रेन करूंगा, पीछे से ट्रेन करूंगा, गांड में ट्रेन करूंगा भाई, की चूत इसकी. Did I do anything to fix that? Honestly not. I'm doing something to fix it right now, but I just want to tell you that if you know, okay, what I try to tell you that my principles basically is to set diet and training. Let's talk about training on automation or autopilot and live your life. Focus and put your mind on that. Have a basic setup workout program running in the background and you're getting the gains as like passive income that's coming in. Only time you actually have to focus on it is at the 45-minute to 1 hour session that you go and do in the gym, and then the rest of the day your meals are already planned and shit. Now what am I doing again to fix this shit, okay? Because I do not want you to also get stuck in this rut. But what am I doing right now? My college is basically going to start in a few weeks, okay? Less than a month, basically 3 weeks, August 3rd it's going to start. And I know when I go to college, I'll have a lot of things on my plate. I will have YouTube videos, I will have gym, I will have family time, I will have college friends, I will have classes, I will have exams, I will have studies, I will have many things on my plate. Then for me to take a step back from fitness and then putting it on automation is going to be much more easier. And literally, I don't think that time even I would even try to overanalyze my workout program that much or change everything every second, because I wouldn't even have that time or mental space to even think that much about workout program. And that time I think because I'll be so into studies and friends and meeting new people, and I know I'll be in that rut ki I want to impress this girl, I want to impress that girl and all of that that training part would just be running in the background. I know that's gonna happen. So that time what I'm planning to do is I want to switch to a 4-day split, basically training 4 times a week. And honestly speaking, I've never done that because I was so in love with the gym. Like, at least I've never imagined doing that, especially in this period, because I can't imagine taking a rest day. What the fuck will I do in my house, bro? Because again, I sat with my own feelings and my own dark thoughts that I don't want to. So I never had a chance to run a 4-day split, and it's getting viral on Instagram for some reason. That obviously it makes sense, right? You go train hard, take a rest day, and then the next time you go to the gym, you're more motivated mentally, you're more motivated and physically, you're more fresh to hit a new workout session. But right now, what I'm doing is, I know it's impractical for me to switch to a 4-day split right now, because I know that either ways I'm going to go to my college. Jitne bhi din baki hain bhai, let me go to the gym every single day. But when a practical approach is, if I'm going to the gym every single day, I need to train according to that. I need to do extreme less volume, okay? And I need to go at times where I can just finish my workout and come back home. That should be the first step. Going to the gym every single day, but pulling back from focusing on other people. Like ऐसे टाइम पे जाओ जहाँ पे लड़कियाँ नहीं आती हैं, ऐसे टाइम पे जाओ कि तुम जिम खाली मिलेगा, and the only focus is your workout. And make it as short as possible. Just get the workout done. Don't have to find ways to stay in the gym for a longer period of time and then come back and baat ka baat dekhte hain. That's the first step. And slowly what I will do is, from a 6-day split before my college starts itself, I will switch to a 5-day split. So 3 days I'll train normally, Arnold split, chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs, 1 day rest, anterior, posterior or upper, lower, and then rest again. I can do that, or and after doing that for 5 days, I can see, okay, now I'm training 5 days in the gym. That's okay. The rest days I'm doing this. Then once my college starting a 4-day split would not be a sudden shift from going to the gym 6 to 7 times a week to me going to the gym 4 days a week. Because I want to actually not put that much mind into the gym, because it is not healthy, bro. It is not. I want to have hobbies. I want to have something apart from the gym where I can focus on. I want to have a new hobby. I want to meet new people. I want to spend time. I want to know more about myself, and I do not want to revolve my life just around the gym. I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, But I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not gonna compete in the future. Maybe I'll compete, maybe I'll not. Who the fuck knows? I'm not a bodybuilder right now. I'm not gonna compete in powerlifting or anything like that. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to be strong. I want to open an online coaching business, or I just want to make content. I want to become a well-rounded athlete, someone who's able to run, someone who's able to fight everything. So just focusing on this thing right now is not a good thing. So I want to take a step back from it, and I'm making a conscious decision. Slowly I'm going to do that, and then inshallah, let's see where life takes me and how it actually goes on the next 1 to 2 years of my MBA, where I'm going to consciously take a step back from the gym. And most probably, I think that I'm going to make more gains once I don't keep that as my priority, and actually it comes down. Okay, see, priority I'll still put it on top because I just love the gym. Okay, even though I'm telling that it's not something which I want to, but there's a difference between priority and over obsession. Over obsessing over the gym is like a pretty different thing, and keeping it a priority over other things like saying no to a few social occasions because you like going to the gym more than that particular occasion is okay with me. But over obsessing about it, and that only happens when I am alone and bored, and I do not want to be bored, that's a completely different thing. So we'll get to that topic on a different video if we have to, where I'll get into the details. But that's it, bro. Thanks for watching this video, and it's a long yap, but I hope you related with this video if you're also someone who is going through the shit that I am told, and I hope that you also kind of change this. See you, love you, tada, bye bye.